The war over West Asia is no longer just a battle of firepower. It's becoming a battle of economics. Missiles are flying, drones are swarming. Air defenses are activating night after night, but behind every launch is a number, and those numbers are staggering. On one side, low-cost attack drones, simple, mass-produced, designed to overwhelm. On the other, some of the most advanced air defense systems in the world, precise, powerful, and incredibly expensive. Imagine this, a drone that costs around the price of a luxury car, being intercepted by a missile that costs as much as a private jet. This isn't just warfare, it's financial endurance. When cheaper systems are used in large waves, they don't just test defense technology, they test budgets. Even if interception rates remain high, every defensive launch carries a price tag measured in millions. Now multiply that by hundreds, then thousands. Reports suggest more than 1,000 projectiles have already been fired in recent days. And analysts believe that some of the most advanced weapons may not even be in play yet. This raises a critical strategic question. In a prolonged conflict, what matters more, precision or production capacity? Modern air defense systems are engineering marvels, but they aren't produced overnight. Manufacturing advanced interceptors takes time, rare components, skilled labor, and complex supply chains. Meanwhile, lower-cost drones are often built for scalability. They're designed to be replaceable, to be expendable. To be launched in swarms, the goal may not always be destruction. Sometimes it's depletion. Depletion of interceptors, depletion of resources, depletion of endurance, because in modern warfare, sustainability is power. History shows us that long conflicts are rarely decided in dramatic moments. They are decided in factories, in logistics hubs, in financial reserves. So the real question emerging from West Asia isn't simply who can strike harder. It's who can afford to keep striking, who can replenish faster, who can sustain pressure longer, who can manage the economic weight of continuous escalation. In today's world, military strength is deeply tied to industrial strength. The skies may be filled with drones and missiles, but the spreadsheets may decide the outcome. And as tensions continue to rise, one thing is clear. The next phase of warfare won't just test weapons, it will test endurance. Because in a war of cost versus capability, the winner may not be the one with the strongest explosion, but the one with the strongest balance sheet.
This is a war of economics, not just explosions as we all know. Today I'm wearing black, all because we need to talk about weapons. We need to talk about the war that is pulling up. We need to talk about what's actually happening and ruling, or what is actually ruining our world in the universe right now. If today is the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to your friends. This conflict is no longer about who is having bigger missiles, who is exploding as much to the extent that can bomb or explode the whole world. No, it's about who can keep up firing. And why? Because let's take Iran as an example, throwing its drone missiles like the Shahed 136 to the embassies of US, to Lebanon, to UAE, to Israel, and to Saudi Arabia, as we all know. And imagine the other opponent country is also pulling up with its missiles, like what US is also pulling up, and the Patriots missiles, MIM-104, can overcome this defense system of the drones that's cheaper than, and the cheaper that the Iran was also spreading to the other opponent country. You can see that it's not about who is pulling up the drones. No, it's about who can keep up firing and who is having the economic to withstand what's actually pulling up. And then you see that the battlefield shifts from military strength to economic endurance, as we all know. Over time, cost matters, because this conflict is or it will be prolonged. It's not just a short time, and in prolonged conflict, you can see that cost will be involved. Imagine involving all of your missiles having 2 billion missiles, and right now you have used about 1.5 missiles. It left with how many missiles left? It means that costs or over time cost matters. That's the most important thing. And let's talk about volume versus precision. And we all know that let's take one side for instance, because now the conflict mainly depends on US and Iran. Let's take one side like the Iran using the large numbers of low-cost systems to fight. And let's take another side like the US also using highly advanced and highly accurate system to fight. You can see that the Irans are using the drones which are very cheaper, trying to overcome those who are using the highly advanced and highly accurate technologies or highly accurate missiles. Then you can see that volume versus precision. When you use volume to overcome precision, then you can see that precision works faster than volume. And the volume that you are producing or pulling up to the opponent's country, you can see that then you are lacking. Even if you are not having money, then costs will matter there. So this conflict between Iran versus US, the prolonged conflict, then it doesn't mean who is having or who is pulling up highly missiles or weapons. It's about who can endure the pain and who can endure and keep producing missiles. And let's talk about sustainability besides long wars. And this war that is pulling up, because we are having prime ministers, we are having presidents in different regions talking about how they can endure this. Because Iran is not trying to stop, and US is not trying to stop. So this will take more years. And here comes the sustainability. In modern wars, they are divided or they are decided by sustainability, as I am talking about. Why? Because it's about who strikes at night. When people are in their room sleeping, who continues to strike at night, it means sustainability works there. And it's about who can maintain production, as I was talking about, who can keep on producing missiles, producing these Shahed drones, producing a lot of weapons. And also, it's about who continues to have so many logistics and supply chains for months. Here comes procurement comes in, who can continue supply chains for a lot of months that we are talking about. Even if it's a year, 12 months, who continues to provide or supplies these chains of missiles over the year. And the scary part is that advanced interceptors that I'm talking about, it takes time and complex manufacturing, and replacing them isn't instant. Imagine replacing a highly advanced missiles like the MIM 104 and also the Shahed drones that's very cheap, and producing them is not that easy. It takes time, and manufacturing is very complex. And replacing them isn't instant. That's the scary part. So it's about sustainability during or who decides long wars, who is going to win. And here comes the real question. The real question isn't who can strike harder, who can explode harder. It's about who can endure longer for so many months. Imagine the weapons that you're having can endure or can take you up to 2 years. And imagine these prolonged wars is coming to or is going to be prolonged for 5 years. Then after 2 years, then it means that the opponent who can survive for 5 years is going to overcome your missiles or overcome your country as a whole, because you have 2 years to overcome or to endure. Because in prolonged conflicts, financial reserves often determine the outcome, as I was saying, not just military capability. Like now we are hearing throwing missiles, throwing Shahed 136 drones, throwing. Now you have the capabilities because the military systems is having weapons. Think about it. After 2 years, after 1 year, who is going to withstand or endure this conflict that is pulling up? By the way, my name is Donwo. If today's your first time, thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to your friends. On my channel, maybe you know that I do post about exploration, about science and tech, and drones and missiles in a military system across the world. It's Iran or the conflict between Iran and USA. Who is going to win this battle? And as I always post, war is not something that we need to embrace it. War destroys families. Wars put people in pain. Wars make people depart. War kills people. Wars bring suffering and it brings discomfort to people in nation. Imagine your family member or your traveler or your person you know is in Iran. Your wife, your husband is in the US. Do you think, or do you pray, or do you accept the fact that military or the weapons should continue be thrown to the other countries? No, it's unfair and you wouldn't be happy. Let's all pray to Allah. Let's all pray to one God that this conflict will cease. Don't forget to subscribe as I told you earlier. Thanks for working with Don't Know. I can't wait to see you in my next video where I explore science and tech. Bye bye.